You've probably heard a term that everything comes to an end, right? But everything leads to a new beginning as well, and we were talking a lot about it. There's something special right now. There's something special about this place. There's something special about what I'm willing to share with you today. And we are backed up with a little bit of a bit from the nature, the songs of the birds. It's truly amazing. So, what is going on, my friends? I hope you're all doing well. Let's warm up a little bit and let's start with a new conversation. I will share with you a really amazing and powerful story which is coming from another ancient texts. And lately I'm sharing a lot of that with you because our ancient ancestors knew that there's a powerful connection between our brain and our heart. And they knew that the best way to create this connection is through stories. Stories can be much more powerful than logical thinking. Through stories, we can awaken that inspiration in the body. We can connect the mind and the heart and create that powerful feeling, which gives us this inspiration for doing something, for creating, for making art and things like that. But also some life advices. Like if we get through story, through inspirational stories, something powerful, it can inspire us to move on even if we are in a hard moments, in challenging times. So stories can be really powerful. And this one is coming from the book The Gospel of Thomas, and I'm not connecting it with any religion at all. So don't worry about it. It's a story about a woman and a jar, and maybe you've heard it before. Greg Braden is talking a lot about it. But let's go into the story. The story is about a woman which is like walking from a long distance to home, and she's carrying a huge jar with the food inside it, and in the middle of that road, part of the jar broken and it started losing the food, but she didn't notice any difference. So she was carrying it until she came home, and when she put the jar down at her house, she found out that the jar is empty. So what is happening in that story is happening in our daily lives. And usually when it comes to our caring for each other and love for each other, usually, we are giving so much. We are giving the support to one another. We are giving emotional support to one another. We are giving money for paying bills and things like that. And many times we find out that at one point we find ourselves empty and we don't have anything to give anymore. So when we find ourselves empty and when we can't give anymore, we find out that we are stuck. And when we feel stuck, it feels like there is no way out. And we somehow create this illusion of separation. I am here, I am stuck, I don't know what to do. And all my dreams and goals and my future is separated from me. I can see people happy in love, but I am here, sad, in misery. We can find ourselves in those kind of moments just because we don't have anymore anything within ourselves which we could give. But we think that we don't have anything within ourselves because we already gave everything. But it's not true. We are not like that jar. We are constantly connected to a flow, like we are talking about it. The universe is always expressing itself through each individual. But as soon as we fall into a trap of illusion, that we are a certain identity, which has certain things, which needs to do certain things, which needs to give certain things, sooner or later we will find out that we don't have anything to give anymore. What happens with love then? if we don't have love to give? How can you give something if you don't have it? And I wanted to talk about it because there's like many of us can find ourselves in the stories like that, when we want to feel love, we want to feel inspired, we want to give so much, but we just don't have it. So how can I give love if I don't have love? If I don't love myself, I can't give love to one another, to somebody else. And I wanted to talk about it today because what is self-love? Self-love can be experienced every time when we look behind the mask of who we think we are. Self-love can be experienced every time when we rather take care about ourselves than distract ourselves. So what it means, when we rather take care of ourselves than distract ourselves. Every time when we will take care about ourselves, doesn't matter if it's mentally, a great book, spiritually, a great meditation, physically, maybe taking a nice warm shower or a cold shower if you wish. You know, there's many different ways taking care of ourselves. And we are not just physical beings, as we are talking about it a lot. We are mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. Some are saying astral. We are all like a part of everything. So when it comes to self-love, it comes to truly understanding the self. What is the self? Who is the self? Who am I? Who am I is actually a combination of everything, which is connected with everything. And we are talking a lot about it when it comes to manifestation, for example. I think about something, I feel emotions of it, and it comes to me eventually. So what happens? We combine thoughts, we combine emotions. So it's mental, it's physical. Emotions are already part of a physical. And then we experience it totally physical in our reality. But it's also spiritual because we experience a new energy. So that's self-love. Self-love is taking care of yourself. But if we want to take care of ourselves, we need to understand ourselves. And that's it. So everything comes to understanding. And I said before in one of my previous videos that the quality of our life depends on the understanding of life, how life works, what kind of stories we are telling to ourselves. So if we don't understand how life works, then our jar will always be empty, because we think that we are just giving but we are not receiving. We are receiving all the time, but it depends on what you are expecting to receive and what you believe that you are receiving all the moments. So we are deeply inside, we are wired to take care of one another. We are wired to be inspired. We are wired to create. But we've been programmed that we need to give some things. And you don't need to, like, you must help, you must do this, you must do that. But at that process we are forgetting about ourselves. So at the first place is me, at the first place is myself. And I'm not saying it like with ego, I'm not saying it with selfishness. I'm saying it like at the first place is our jar. Make sure that it is filling at the same time as it is emptying. When you're giving, you're also receiving. Most of people are just giving as long as they found themselves empty. But it's time to become aware that we can open ourselves to receive. We can always take time for ourselves. So how to open? The great question is how to open to receive. Because most people are asking those questions, how to manifest something. I'm trying so hard, but still nothing is changing. So how to create those changes? We need to learn how to open to receive. If we are giving, also we need to learn to receive, right? So imagine as your body is a jar, and you can always open for a nice new flow of energy, nice new flow of love, nice new flow of inspiration. And your conscious mind is a tool for making those kind of actions, making those kind of changes. Your subconscious mind is the computer behind it. It sounds kind of weird, but truly your subconscious mind is your thing. That's what is working for you. It's working for you, so you can program it to work for you. So how to program your subconscious mind that you will be always opened for receiving, that your jar will always be full? Just, it all depends what kind of thoughts you're thinking. Truly, yes, it's not like some law of attraction once again. What kind of thoughts you're thinking, that all those thoughts are going to your subconscious mind. And we know till now that subconscious mind is all about repetition. So what we are repeating constantly is going into subconscious mind, and subconscious mind is then running that program based by those thoughts. So if you always if you say, I'm always giving but I'm not getting anything back. I'm giving love but nothing is happening. That's your story then. So it's time to change that story, right? When we are doing this 30-day challenge of subconscious mind reprogramming, let's expand it to lifetime. To lifetime subconscious reprogramming. Every single day, start your day by designing the thoughts that you want them to go into your subconscious mind. Before you go to sleep, repeat those thoughts again, write them down. Because when I started writing down, I am always inspired by life. The divine mind is expressing itself through me. My cells in the body are vibrating on the vibrations of love. And things like that, I'm writing it down every single day, and I feel truly inspired. How I'm able to create content like that every single day? I'm not feeling empty at all, because I know that this force is always giving me, or it is expressing through me. I'm not something limited, because when we say, our jar is emptying, we are limiting ourselves because we think that the flow stops coming, or it stopped coming. But if we understand that the life is always expressing through us, then we will always have enough of everything. Maybe it seems sometimes that we don't have enough money to buy the things that we would like to buy, but if we will work with that mindset, if we will work with those programs, if we will reprogram our subconscious mind the way that we would like to experience life, all those things will change sooner or later. So our jar will become full of everything. We will be able to give much more because we are constantly receiving more. So, as we said before, self-love. What is self-love? It is taking care of yourself. But if we want to take care of ourselves, we need to understand ourselves. So we need constantly dig into understanding who is behind that identity that I'm saying that I am. I think I am what I think I am. So who is behind that identity? We said many times who am I? Who is that being behind all these masks? So when we go into meditation, we can experience our spiritual parts. If we truly calm down our analytical, critical mind, we will experience more blissfulness, more peace. Sooner or later we will understand the deeper feelings in our body, and we will say, okay, I am this. When we raise the vibrations and awaken the greater emotions, we will experience more love, and we will say, okay, that's who I am. This feeling is much more powerful than my identity. So when it comes to our mental state, how we are thinking, sooner or later we will become conscious of our subconscious thoughts. When we become conscious of our subconscious thoughts, we will find out that we are not actually what we are saying to ourselves. Those are the thoughts, those are the tools for designing. So I can choose what I will think. If I can choose what I will think, then I'm not identifying myself anymore by the thoughts that I don't want to think about. So our identity is actually made out of thoughts. It's made out of emotions. It's made out of our actions. That's the combination of what we think, how we feel, and how we are acting, reacting, doing, is creating our identity. But it all starts in our thoughts. When we think differently, we feel differently. When we feel differently, we act and react differently. So we know that until now, obviously. So what else? Our physical self, our physical appearance is also a part of our identity. And we can also change that. If, like, as new science, latest science is shown that we can heal our bodies. Also, as the ancient texts were talking about it, when you combine your, like, the vibration of brain with the vibration of the heart, you will create a heart-brain coherence. As soon as you will make it, your body will go into that rest and rejuvenate state. We will start healing our bodies. So we can do it consciously. So we can also change our physical appearance. And it means that we are truly not limited anymore. But as soon as we understand that we are not the same person that we were before, again, our identity is changing. So what is identity? That's what I'm saying when it comes to understanding ourselves. That is self-love. Self-love is digging into the stories that once we thought that they are real, once we thought that those are the parts of our reality, once we thought that that's who we are, that's our destiny. But actually, those are just stories that we adapted from the parents, from the society, from our surroundings. But we can always change them. And every time when we will change a certain story which is in our mind which is not serving us anymore, we will step into a greater level of awareness, because we will become more aware of ourselves, of who we are, and of what we can do, what we can achieve, what we can create, most importantly. And every time when we will do it, we will experience more love. So when we experience more love, we will see and we will feel that we can also give more love. And that's self-love. So that's why everything starts with yourself. Life is not about yourself, but if you truly want to make your life better, you need to start with yourself. And this is powerful. I want to repeat it because this is really powerful. If you want to make anyone's life better, the first thing you need to become aware is firstly how to make your life better. Because it's true, more we give, more we will get. But if we just give, but don't understand how to open ourselves for that inspiration, for that energy, for the love, for all those vibrations which are like pushing us forward, like understanding that life is actually expressing through us. If we don't understand how to do it, then our jar will become empty. So we know, we were talking a lot about it, we need to step from our analytical mind and open our hearts. We need to learn how to open to the life. And right now it's really important time, because we find out already that the systems are falling down, which means the new systems will be designed by our actions which we will take today. So we are designing a new future right now, and we know that the past future was designed the past system was designed on greed. People were just working for creating more money, for having more money. But now we found out that this system is not serving us anymore. Not us, not our surroundings, not the planet, not this universe. So it's time to change, and the nature showed itself to us that it's time to change. We can all feel it. So what we are doing now, that's what we will experience in the future. So it's truly all about that connection. It's truly all about that greater love, that greater understanding of ourselves. How to make the jar full of love and joy, and how to make sure that it will stay that way. It doesn't matter how much we are giving, that we can always stay connected to that force. And that's it. So the story is powerful, and for me it's like one of the most incredible stories, because when I'm looking back into my life, I many times found myself that I was creating and doing different things, but sooner or later I found out myself empty, and I didn't know how to get back into that flow. So more I was learning about how to stay constantly connected, better I feel, more energy I have now. So once I understood this concept that we are not separated, we are not our identity, we are not a part of this world, we are this world, we are this universe. Once we understand that, we will always be connected, and that's power. So this is it. Take your power back, my friends. I'm sending you love, I'm sending you blessings. Have a beautiful day, and with lots of this amazing energy, I hope that you will have an amazing time. So once again, with lots of love, blessings and power. Peace. And always, when you will feel stressed, place your attention onto your heart, because it always knows what will be the best step you should take in the next moment that will come into your life. That's it. One love.